Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, we're starting off on a new central heating installation. Okay, so I haven't filmed the first part of this video because a lot of it is just chasing and gunning. So as you can see here, we are chasing in pipes for the central heating system into a concrete floor. So I've used the Metabo chaser with a dual blade in this room just to try and keep the chasing to the minimum and keep it as neat as possible. But in all honesty, it was really struggling trying to get through this. So we did switch to just the dual blades and gunning it out. But this is 15mm copper that we've just taped over with Gorilla Tape in here. And that is going to be feeding a radiator which is going central to this window here. So initially, when I first come to do the quotation, we was talking about chasing all the walls out, going up into the ceiling because we're in a bungalow here. But to be honest, that would have taken longer than just chopping through the floor, we believe. And also, this will be a much better, neater job. The customer won't have to plaster every room. They can literally just backfill this, which is a lot more simple. So through the main body of the house here is where we've got a 22mm in the floor there, which we've Denso taped over. We're just at the stage now where we're just connecting up to each radiator. There it is, Bailey is kindly showing us there. So those two pipes, they run through the centre of the property from end to end, and then we're just branching off to our radiators and teeing off. So Bailey has just finished doing this one. So to keep things nice and neat, we're just using a lock shield drain off in the hallway if ever we need to drain down in the future. And as you can see, we're just branching off here. So we're just going to be Denso taping these. I'm not going to be insulating it. You know, you'd have to call the Part L police on me, but that is how we're doing it on this one. So no pipes through the walls, pipes coming through the floor, keeping it as neat as we possibly can. So this property is going to be having an extension of some sort. So what we're doing is we're just piping up the RADS for now, and then we're going to temporarily backfill it or back pipe it in plastic to the boiler until that extension takes place. Okay, so I have piped up one side of this radiator, and as you can see, we've got the chasers pretty much bang on in the right location. I've had to gun a bit out just so I can get the blowtorch in, etc., and then get the tape onto that bit. That's a little bit awkward. So we are using the Drayton TRV4s. They are a little bit more expensive, but they are better quality. And then the radiators we're using are the Stel RADS soft lines. Now, you used to be able to get these from City Plumbing, but when I tried to order them, they told me that they're not actually stocking them anymore. But the reason we use these is they've got that slight curve on the top, and they just look that little bit better and neater because of that sort of curve profile. I wish other manufacturers would do the same. So as you can see, one side's in. I'm just moving on to this side now. So how we kind of got these pipes in the right location is before the radiators turned up, we kind of worked out the sizes that we needed, and then we added 45mm either side, drew our lines on the floor, and then just run the chase along. So now the RADS are on the wall and hung, we're pretty much in the right location. So again, I'm just going to break a bit out of that, and then I can solder an end feed elbow on. Right, so I've just chiseled out the floor around where that pipe's going, and I'm just using the laser to make sure I've got this pipework coming out of the floor absolutely accurate. So at this stage here, I'm just running that laser through the center of the pipe on the front, and also we'll just put it on the side as well, so side on it straight. So basically it's just totally level and square coming out of the floor. So as you can see here, it's actually slightly to the right, so I've cut it back a little bit. I need to just put a very small bend on that just to get onto it. Once I've got the end feed fittings on and all fluxed up, I'll just put the laser on it again, make sure we're happy, and then I can get it all soldered up. Okay, we are all soldered up now, so I'll just put a level across so you can just see that we have got the pipes deep enough basically. So I have had to raise it up a little bit just so I can push that pipe on. So when I'm soldering in a chase or anywhere where there's a void, I'm always adding plenty of solder, so we're not going for that minimalistic look, so don't be afraid to put plenty on. We are obviously going to be filling this up before the chasers are all filled in. So as you can see, we've put a tape on most of the straight runs. It's just where there's any joints we haven't. So when we pressurize it in a minute, we can make sure everything's okay. So that's pretty much how we're doing it. So again, saving all the chasing in the walls. Although we had a slog of it going through the floor, it's now made the pipework runs a lot easier and made the job better. So yeah, happy with that one. I can move on to the next one. Right, so we filled up all the pipe work now. We've just got the boiler operational. So the boiler itself is not actually that old. It would have been done on one of those government grants, I believe. The existing copper pipe work, it was all exposed, just running up the walls. So what we've done, you're right mate, what we've done is all the pipe work, so the flow and return existing used to go up into the loft, but what we've done is we've just run some butylene up as a riser and then dropped it back down to the existing flow and return here, press it on just so we can hot test everything before it all gets filled in. So eventually what's going to happen is this is all going to be part of a big extension. I believe this boiler or another new boiler is going to be put into a different location, but at the moment we've got this little Logic 24 kilowatt and it's got an electric shower, so perfectly fine for the heating requirements, but probably not for the new domestic hot water requirements of the extension. But it is all up and running, so yeah, pretty simple one really, just a lot of grief chasing out all the floors, but once that was done, all the pipework was pretty straightforward. So yeah, we can move on from this one. Okay, so this is the start of our long pipe work runs. Now this is directly above the boiler room. We have got 2 flow and returns, secondary return, balance cold and hot pipe. So because the pipe work runs to the radiators are quite awkward, we're actually running pipes through the ground floor joist and also above in the first floor joist, as some of the radiators need to drop down. So from this point here, we've actually teed the hot cold, secondary return, flow and return through the joists on this side, and then still using 28mm and a pipe bender, we are running up. So these are our risers, still using the wall ravens, and then up at this point here, we've got a bit of a step, so we've bent them all around, and again we are running pipes across here through the joist, which I'll show you in a second upstairs. So quite a lot of pipe work involved on this one, but we're trying to keep it as neat as we possibly can. This is where that oil boiler flue is going to be, so it will be located to the left hand side of these pipes, obviously nice and secure, but we need to get the pipe work in first, otherwise it will be in our way. So let me show you upstairs and the progress we've made so far. Okay, so we're up on the first floor now, and this is where those pipes enter the ceiling from the ground floor. As you can see, we're still using the 28mm pipe bender, keeping everything as nice and neat as we possibly can. Now it's incredibly tight, but we've managed to bend it round this stud work, which is gonna be remaining. And what we are actually doing is getting all our T's on our first floor joist spacing and our pipe run, so we can actually cap it in the adjacent room, because this room is becoming a bathroom with another plumber actually doing the work. So we need to get everything live and tested so they can begin working here. But at this stage now, we are just at the point where we're going to be connecting up into the loft. So again, still using the wall ravens, rapid rails. So we're at this point now where we're going to join onto it, go up through to the loft, and then we can actually get it all capped and fill it all up. Now, where the soil stack is, that's actually going to be moving over, and this is where our oil boiler flue is going to be running. So again, they're going to be nice and secure, loads of inspection panels. It is a very long run, but we've got 21 meters on this Navian oil boiler, so as long as we can inspect it, it won't be a problem. So yeah, really happy with the progress that we've made so far.
and looking forward to getting it all filled up and tested.